Conservative Republicans in Congress and many in the right-wing media are shouting today about a classified memo written by House GOP staffers that purports to describe abuses and surveillance practices in the Russia investigation. Some of what they're saying about the memo: Congressman Steve King tweeting, quote, "I have read the memo. The sickening reality has set in. I no longer hold out hope that there is an innocent explanation for the information the public has seen. I have long said it is worse than Watergate. It was never Trump and always Hillary. Hashtag release the memo." Democrats say this is yet another attempt to discredit the investigation and the people running it. But the memo might not be classified for long. The House Intel Committee passed a motion along party lines to make it available to all members in the House. Let's get right to NBC Intelligence and national security reporter Ken Dilanian to fill us in on this. You and I talked before the show. Just fill in some of the facts. What's going on?
Well, so this is a memo based on a classified FISA application, apparently in the Trump-Russia investigation. You know, the FBI had to go to the FISA court to get a warrant. And what looks to be going on here is that this memo shows that parts of the Steele dossier may have been cited by the FBI as part of the justification to get this warrant. And that drives Republicans crazy because the Christopher Steele dossier was in part paid for as a Democratic opposition research project. But the bottom line here, Nicole, is that, you know, when you're applying for a warrant in front of a judge, the standard is probable cause.
Right.
And so the FBI talks about what they believe to be true, not necessarily what they've proven to be true. So they cite information from all kinds of sources. I spoke to a former government official who's reviewed thousands of FISA warrants who said it would be perfectly normal and not improper at all for them to have cited the Steele information along with the other information they were getting about potential Trump-Russia collusion to apply for this FISA warrant.
Joyce, help me understand what the value is to the law enforcement community of what is obviously a purge. They want to purge the dossier and any leads it provided from the law enforcement system. And I understand that the dossier as delivered as a campaign document contained unsubstantiated claims. But why would a party with members sitting on an intelligence committee seek to purge leads in an investigation into Russian meddling in the 2016 election?
You know, it's a little bit of a mystery. There's no rational reason grounded in law enforcement processes that would suggest that it's a good idea. So I think that forces us to turn to a more political answer, and that the rationale for what we're seeing here and the hashtag release the memo is purely political. The reality is the FISA process is inherently a bipartisan one. The judges who sit on the FISA court are judges who are appointed from both administrations. And FISA applications are reviewed both by the FBI and inside of the Justice Department by career committed people. Prosecutors don't have any interest in pulling a fast one on the court. The probable cause standard clearly makes it appropriate to incorporate information from something like the Steele dossier along with other sources. This is a lot of hullabaloo about nothing at the end of the day. Although Congress does have a legitimate oversight function to perform here, it shouldn't be a politicized one.
And Evan, it very clearly is and has been. And I want to ask you a really serious question. So during the Bush years, a lot of the foiled plots, the shoe bomber and others, were done so with surveillance. By politicizing and turning FISA into political football, do you weaken the tool and do you taint those who use it?
You do, but this is consistent with everything that the president and his Republican loyalists are doing. They're attacking those who protect the country because they're trying to defend our country from foreign interference right now that is still ongoing. So this is the problem. But this is absolutely a political stunt. And this is...
Let me stop you, though, because it's the same tool that protects us. So that's about using the tool to find out about political meddling. It's the same tool, though, that protects us from terrorist attacks like the one on 9/11. So if you're weakening the tool, are you putting the country in danger?
Oh, absolutely you are. But I really want to let's look at what's happening here. Okay, Mueller's conducting this investigation. He's developing all of this information that's mostly private. We don't know much of it. The dossier is something that that was developed. It wasn't intended to be in the public space, but it is. It's easy to attack. It doesn't have the Mueller stamp on it, but it's easy to attack. So that's what Trump loyalists are doing. It's easy for them to do that while Mueller does this. He has much more information than is in the Steele dossier. But that is mostly private. And so Republican loyalists for Trump are doing everything they can to attack the Steele dossier because it's available and it's vulnerable because no one's really out there defending it. But the fact is, much of it has been validated, has been shown to be consistent with other facts that we know.
It is
Nicole,
devastating. Go ahead.
I just wanted to point out that this release the memo hashtag that Joyce mentioned is the top hashtag among Russian bots and trolls, according to Hamilton 68, the German Marshall Fund website that tracks these things. So you have House Republicans and Donald Trump Jr. tweeting, by the way, on the same page as these Russian bots and trolls. And some are even calling for Donald Trump to delay signing that FISA bill you mentioned, which renews this crucial intelligence tool for the intelligence community. If he does that, if he vetoes that bill or even delays signing it, that's a huge victory for Vladimir Putin's Russia.
And for anyone who's having a phone conversation about doing harm to the homeland. It's shocking to me that some of the same figures in the far right-wing media are attacking this tool, the ability to surveil bad guys to protect Donald Trump, who's trying to protect Russians. Can you make any sense of it?
I mean, do you recognize your party anymore?
No.